Good morning, fellow Nigerians across the globe. My name is George Onyibe, and of course, on a mission to expose every hidden agenda, to disciple every clause behind all the conspiracy theory, and of course, to awaken the consciousness of our people to be ready to face reality in a time like this. And of course, I do not expect everybody to understand our work here. But those of you who are able to pay close attention to what we are doing here, and somehow you begin to appreciate the enormous sacrifice we have made to service the next generation of our people, the next generation of Nigerians. And believe me, as far as the Creator permits, we will not leave any stone unturned until this mystery is unraveled. This morning, I want us to look at the message I simply titled, 3 Important Things Every Nigerians. 3 important things everybody from the South region of Nigeria should know about the supposed sub-Igbo group. You see, in recent time, when Biafra agitation failed, this Igbo Biafra immediately metamorphosed. They moved into a terrorist group known as Unknown Gunmen. You know, according to Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, he said his last visit to Nnamdi Kanu was that Nnamdi Kanu should drag anybody who referred the 1966 coup as Igbo coup to the courts. Actually responded to them on their Twitter handle, Aloy Ejimakor to be precise. Which court is Nnamdi Kanu talking about? Is it the zoo court? Because Nnamdi Kanu say Nigeria is a zoo. Is it the zoo court or American court? I'm coming. You see, when they do some of these things they do, you think they are stupid. You think they are naive or maybe ignorant. But let me tell you, they are masters of strategy. Their only problem is that strategy is outdated. That techniques, that pattern is outdated. Because we have grown to the level of maturity to be able to compare our past with the present in order to be able to visage what tomorrow holds for all of us, except those of us who refuse to pay attention or take heed to our teachings. And so when the terrorist group didn't work as planned because their unknown gunmen were busy kidnapping Ndi Igbo, and which they are still doing till today, selling human parts and other heinous crime against the indigenous people. You can see all of them crying. Now, they can't blame it on Nigerian security anymore. They can't call the Nigerian murderers army anymore. It is done on them that they are the problem of themselves. And so now the Kanu terrorist group could not work. And so they switch immediately to Igbo unification. But in each of these agenda, they have interior motive not known to those who they are dragging along. They switch to Igbo unification. Igbo unification has penetrated deep down into our communities to the detriment of our people. And most people did not understand. And they are not backing down yet. But you see, Pekin will say, Mama no go sleep. He no go sleep. And now, I come across one of their video online. They were talking about Opobo. They brought out some youth in Opobo who are actually celebrating some festival or cultural, activities. And the young man was speaking Igbo look-alike dialect. Because I would not agree that Eka is Igbo language. No. I will not agree that Ikwere is Igbo language. No. And anybody speaking a language similar to Igbo people is not Igbo language. The Igbo language you know today was created by Samuel Ajayi Crowther. And certainly, nobody owns Igbo language. That is why they call it Central Igbo. Because the last time I checked, the Igbo they speak in Amando, Bankwere, Olombi, Turumbano, and the rest of them, Oka, Okeja, Ihiala, to mention but a few, Abakeleke, Izi, Ebonyi, all of them, they are different Igbo. Until Samuel Ajayi Crowther gave them the real tools to manipulate all of us. Actually, in some discussion, I will make you understand that it is the Eka language, the Anyoma language, the Ikwere language. These people, they call shamelessly that we are sub-Igbo. It is our language Samuel Ajayi Crowther collected samples, specimen, and manufactured the almighty Igbo. What a shame. And so the Igbo Biafra unity beggars now made a post of these Opobo people speaking their own Opobo Igbo dialect. Let's go by that. And they target. Let so people come and explain. Let Ikwere come and tell us what this man is speaking. Let Nigerian tell us what this man is speaking. And it looks like, oh, Opobo is Igbo. But the purpose of this study, first of all, is to review three main things you need to know about sub-Igbo. And the first one is what I want to express. And that is number one thing you need to know about the sub-Igbo group, their origin. And at the end of revealing these three important aspects, you should be able to know the truth. And so the Igbo Biafra people were trying to convince others that Opobo is Igbo land. I stand to be countered. I stand to be opposed. But you see, you cannot hide the truth. Opobo is not Igbo. Opobo is not Igbo land. And this is the true history or origin of Opobo. Through the origin of Opobo, having Igbo dialects supposedly among them, we look at the origin of how you now have sub-Igbo group. Then you will understand why 99.9% of sub-Igbo group say they are not Igbo. All these things was what I told them during Biafra agitation. You need to go back home. Or more for Panam told them, go and put your house in order. Your lie is too much. And we cannot accept it any longer. Now let's start use Opobo as a reference point so you know how sub-Igbo were created. If time permit me, we look at the origin of the sub-Igbo group supposedly in Opobo, sub-Igbo group supposedly in Ado local government, Benue State, sub-Igbo group supposedly in Kogi State, and then sub-Igbo group supposedly in Rivers State, then in Delta State. Of course, sub-Igbo group, okay, those ones have been assimilated, but we shall look into them if time permits. Now, let's go back to Opobo. Most of you will begin to wonder, how does he know this? Now, Opobo, I choose as a case study. Number one, because Opobo was the one they are trying to tell the whole world that Opobo is Igbo. And then, secondly, I know Opobo very well. It was during the time of Peter Odele and his deputy Toby as the governor of Rivers State. As somebody who worked within the sector of the civil engineers, I was assigned, given a contract to pave interlock way on top of the water. And then Peter Odele government were trying to create the gas turbine during the era of gas turbine. And the company they gave that contract subletted the contract to me because they couldn't handle it. It was a difficult task. I was then invited by the government of Peter Odele, to give them quotation and handle that very job. And so, let me explain some of the things that happened so that you know. That very year, a man who is from Opobo there was to take care of me and my workers. The man is not Igbo man. He does not speak Igbo. He's from Opobo, and Opobo Nkoro. And then he took me to Ogoni waterside, where we entered a boat. That boat was actually assigned to the councillor. And getting to Opobo Island, They gave a house to me where we use as our lodge while the construction was going on. And so we had access to Opobo community. We walked to and through every corner of Opobo community. What I was there to do was to fill that big water, that Atlantic Ocean. We laid interlock on top of water. There are strategies I told them. They brought boats. Every community was involved. We went inside the Atlantic Ocean, all those grass in the water. We gathered all of them, brought in pantry, buried them along that water line, after which they started drilling sand. We filled the water till we created that platform with that pillar where they built that gas turbine. Now, all this work did not happen in 1 week. A boat was assigned to me, so that whether I want to go out or I want to come in at any time, me and my team have a counselor boat assigned to us. Everybody knows us in that community. And the front of the ferry where we park is the house of a man known as Adamak. I am saying all these things so that you understand. I was not told what you are telling me. And so we noticed something about Opobo. Sometimes they are speaking Igbo. Sometimes they are speaking Opobo dialect. It's not very clear who they are. This is not the first place I'm seeing that kind of thing. The same thing happens in Arochukwu. I work in Alesoti's house. I also handle his interlock maintenance. From his house in Isialangwa to his house in Arochukwu, I installed the interlock for him. And so when I go to Alesoti's compound in Arochukwu, the point is, this was before I follow Igbo people to do Biafra. Now, when I go to Alesoti's house in Arochukwu, you hardly know who is Igbo and who is Akwa Ibom. Because in the morning they are speaking Igbo, in the afternoon they are speaking Akwa Ibom. Exactly what happened in Opobo. And out of curiosity, in the evening when we are not working, I gather them. I say, what happened in Opobo? And that is how we trace the lineage of the Igbo people in Opobo and the real owner of the land, Opobo. And so let's look at the origin of how Igbo came to be part of Opobo. And maybe you will understand the game Igbo people are still trying to play till today. Let us drag it back to Jaja of Opobo. It is recorded in history. In fact, I was taught in school before Igbo people, all Kwesili, remove history from Nigerian University, Nigerian school curriculum. I was taught in history that Jaja of Opobo actually is an Imo State man who was sold by fellow Igbo into slavery. He's a slave in Opobo. But of course, he was not treated like a slave. He's a slave that has been accepted as part of them. But that will not change the fact that Jaja of Opobo came to Opobo as a slave. And if you look at my order of the slaves, I told you the slaves could switch order. They could switch their order. So Jaja came to Opobo as a slave. And this was during the era of terrorist invasion, European terrorist invasion. They can call themselves colonial master. They can call themselves imperialist. They were simply terrorists, nothing more. They were invading Africa and, of course, River State. And each time these terrorists invade Opobo Island, everybody will run. And maybe Jaja of Opobo, who has nowhere to go to because fellow Igbo people sold him, decide to meet the king of Opobo and said to him, my king, we can't be running from these people. This is our land. If we run away, where do we run to? Let us stand, fight and defend our land. A word of a true courageous warrior. And the king said, see, I don't know how to go about this, but if you can lead our youth to fight this war, then you will reign after me. And so Opobo mobilized Jaja mobilized the Opobo youth. And they fought fiercely. They resisted the imperialists, the invading terrorists. They fought till standstill. And the king of Opobo actually kept his word. And so at the end of the day, they said, Opobo, Jaja, you are our king now. And there were so many slaves, Igbo slaves in that island. This brought a harmonious union to coexist among them. And they became one unique people. Opobo, Jaja of Opobo became their king, who is an Igbo man. And nobody said anything again. Until Jaja of Opobo was arrested, Jaja of Opobo was disposed, Jaja of Opobo died. But the only time they had differences among them was what happened during the war. Because Igbo people wanted to use the Igbo people who they sold as slaves to Opobo to destroy Opobo people. And how Isaac Adakaburu did is not a part of this broadcast. But I want to let you know how Igbo people came to Opobo. And so after the new Nigeria, after the era of the colonial master is gone, Opobo people say, no, Jaja, you are a slave. It's true, our forefather, our king, gave you this honor. But Jaja, you can't be our king. And then issue erupts. It took a very long time. The throne of Jaja of Opobo was vacant. And that time that I was there, the throne is vacant. And then along the line, Peter Odele appealed to Opobo people. These are the words of your king. Allow Jaja descendant to be reinstated. So it was Peter Odele that reinstated the son of Jaja of Opobo to mount that throne. For many decades, Opobo was without king. And you see, Jaja of Opobo is not widely celebrated as it's supposed to be. If not that the government of the day weighed their power on that monarch, Opobo, Igbo man will not be king of Opobo. But let's look at it the other way. The slave that was bought by money, could you say they are Igbo anymore? They are no more Igbo. Igbo people have sold them. So this group of people who actually have Igbo lineage are no more Igbo. They could retain their culture. They could retain the heritage. But when you come and say, Opobo belong to Igbo people, we know you are not fighting for the interest of those Igbo people. You want to cause problem for them. If you are listening to me, you are Opobo person, maybe from the extraction of the supposed Igbo people. If you listen to these Igbo people in the southeast, these Igbo Biafra people, all of you will be drowned. Mark my word. Because they will make you to rip yourself apart. Because that is exactly what they want. And come to think about it. If they ask you to go back to where you come from, are you thinking these Igbo Biafra people will allow you to have a plot of land to start all over? Today, to use you as a link to destroy Opobo people, they are going to tell you that yes, Igbo owns Opobo, Igbo are the owner of Opobo. They are looking for way to Atlantic Ocean, nothing more. Now, that is origin one of sub-Igbo group. Analyzing it from Opobo angle. These people don't know where they come from anymore. These people family compound has been taken from them. These people are no longer Igbo. They are now Opobo people. Respect the position of people like Adamak and leave them alone. And now let's go to Arochukwu. I told you about Alex Oti, who is the governor of Abia State as we speak. If you go to his community, you will not know who is Igbo or who is not Igbo. But if the Ibibio, the Efik, and the Anang, the Akwa Ibomite, has not been able to hold their ground, till today they will be calling them sub-Igbo. They held on tight to their culture and tradition. And that land originally belonged to them. They allow Igbo people to settle. And when this Igbo conspiracy started, they thought it's a child's play. Today Arochukwu belonged to Igbo people. But Arochukwu and half of Abia does not belong to Igbo people. It belongs to Akwa Ibom people. But some of these things, when you say, they say, no, he's causing problem. But Akwa Ibom have left it for you. There is a deity in Arochukwu known as Ebino Kpabe. Igbo people, please. Ebino Kpabe, is it Igbo language? Or are you telling me Igbo people that don't sell land to other people, all of a sudden now allow Akwa Ibom people to come and build their shrine in Igbo land? Ebino Kpabe. That is the shrine in Arochukwu. One of the shrine Nnamdi Kanu took us to give oath to defend his imaginary Biafra that he eventually criminalized. And Ebino Kpabe will kill him. Ibibio people allowed Igbo people to come in and settle. The same mentality, the same thing they are dragging. They are the developer of Lagos, or this Igbo Biafra. Anyoma is Igbo, Ikwere is Igbo. You people learn from Akwa Ibom people. This is what they did. They fought Akwa Ibom. Only one tribe of Akwa Ibom were able to resist them. But it was not easy for them because they sought help. I'm talking about the Abreba people. Abreba people are not Igbo people. Why they don't call them subgroup is because they are the heart of supposed Igbo land in Abia. Did you know how Abreba people survived? During that time of conquest, when Arochukwu was taken, okay, we are back. And so in the midst of this conquest, these Akwa Ibom people, some of them started running out in search of help. They were everywhere around Nigeria. You call them Abreba. They were tailor, those tailor that carry machine in their head. Before Igbo people even colonize them and change the name to Obioma. Before, it is Abreba people that does that work. They were able to secure that small land called Abreba. That is the most developed community in the whole of Nigeria, if I'm not making mistake. Igbo people used to boast with it. Abreba, small London. But Abreba does not belong to Igbo people. But the Akwa Ibom people that own it, I'm sure they don't want problems, so they will keep quiet. If they were to be outside the southeast, you call them sub-Igbo. Let us go to Anyoma, the origin of sub-Igbo. Somewhere along the line, those that migrated from Benin, those that migrated from Ejo, those that migrated from Yoruba land, those that migrated from Igbo, we formed a future for ourselves. We that come from Benin are not claiming that we are Benin. Benin is not claiming us. We that come from Ejo are not claiming we are Ejo, and Ejo is not claiming us. We that come from Yoruba are not claiming Yoruba, and Yoruba is not claiming us. Why is it that those that migrated from Igbo want to claim them by force? Expansionist agenda. You are Nyoma man. You can trace your origin back to Igbo. You better go to Igbo. Because that place we are now is Anyoma land, not Igbo land. Maybe you are not understanding it. Even Onitsha is not Igbo land. It's Anyoma land. What they did and succeeded before, they can't do it today. You can't fit in. You can't fit in now. Because if you know what they have done to keep you where you are, you will revolt against them. And that is what I tell them. If they succeed in trying to recolonize us, our reaction will destroy the foundation of these their fraudulent Biafra activities. So each time they tell you about sub-Igbo, they should be ashamed. Because it is their betrayer that created us in the first place. And their betrayer, they still want to recolonize us. What about the adult people? Till today, they are finding it difficult to accept a Bohemian. It is this same frustration that made certain Igbo to disassociate from the southeast. The same way the Ambazonia disassociated from Nigerian Union and went to Cameroon. That is the same way this Igbo prefer to join Hausa in the guise of Northernant than to join Igbo. Today, Igbos are everywhere. You are Igbo, you are Igbo, you are Igbo. But we have moved on and we say we are not Igbo. Why don't you deal with it? Because how we became Igbo could not have been possible except it is a trace of betrayal. That is why I see some ignorant people. They will tell you, Igbo landing, Igbo landing. I tell them, if you know the history of Igbo landing, this is not something we should be proud of. That you mobilize your people, the children of your perceived enemy, the other tribes you know nothing about. You jam pack them and sell them for money. The same greed worrying you people. And these people say, no, some of us are royalty. Some of us cannot be humiliated under slavery. And we will not bend under the weight of humiliation. And they drown themselves instead of being slaves. That is their heroic act. And it is a message of shame, disgrace, and betrayal from you, Igbo people, if you say those Igbo people were Igbo people. That is the same dance, shame of nakedness you are dancing today. Some Igbo group, they marginalize us, they dividing us and kill. Now, look at me in the eye and tell me that Hausa and Yoruba is dividing me from saying what I'm saying. You see, you know the truth already. We trusted you people. We formed alliance with you people. We joined you people. You people betrayed us. And so we realize you cannot be trusted, Igbo Biafra. You cannot be trusted. And when we look back from Chukwumanzogo, when we look back to Achoze, when we look back to people like Philip Effiong, we know you cannot be trusted. And when we look back to George Onibe joining with you people, you cannot be trusted. I told you, what we do in life echoes into eternity. Our work will be written down. And it will last beyond the pyramids of Egypt. You think it's going to be forgotten in a hurry. The only chance you have is to repent and make amends. If not, you are not going anywhere. And so that is one thing I need you to know about the supposed sub-Igbo group. We are creation of betrayer, and we are not Igbo. So when you hear Igbo people who are from Israel, or this Igbo Biafra, telling you they are sub-Igbo group, my brother, you are not sub-Igbo group. Opobo people, Iboni people, you are not Igbo. You are not Igbo. You think Ohaji Egbema are stupid people, even though their community is divided between the southeast and the south-south? And the ones in the south-south say we are not Igbo. And the one in the southeast here will not let them say they are not Igbo. Because these Biafra people will kill them. We are not Igbo. You people deal with it. We are who we are now. Every effort for us to emancipate ourselves is constantly frustrated by Igbo people. To create Orashi state, Igbo people frustrated it. To get Anyoma, Igbo people are the one frustrating it today. But here they want you to be, oh, you're Igbo, you're Igbo. If I was saying I'm Igbo now, all of them will be happy. That is one thing I want you to know. The history, the origin of sub-Igbo group is simply a tale of betrayal. Number two things I want you to know. Very important about this sub-Igbo group. The sub-Igbo group is a creation to misplace other ethnic groups. Look closely in Nigeria. Nigeria from inception is a country made up of different tribes. We were not afraid of each other. But the Igbo language created by the colonial master became a lingua franca among homogeneous society who found themselves within a particular region. It was easy to do trade with the colonial masters by Igbo, because Igbo was the first Mugu they caught in this region. So all of us, as we are speaking English today as a lingua franca, in that era, in this Eastern Protectorate, to be able to function, you have to speak Igbo, you have to learn Igbo. In the Western Protectorate, to be able to function, you have to speak Yoruba, you have to learn Yoruba. And in the Northern Protectorate, for you to function, you have to speak Hausa, you have to learn Hausa. Because these were the first line of slaves for the colonial master. The first people that showed, you know, when they say the rat where they inside house, 931 where they bush where food today, say food today the house. And we had no option. We have no choice. We have to speak the Igbo produced by the colonial master through Samuel Ajayi Crowther. Okay, we are back. So this very sub-Igbo group became an avenue for them to access every community. So each time you hear them talk about sub-Igbo group, he only give them access to manipulate the people. You can imagine, Ikwere man is now the leader of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Ask me, why are they desperate to drag other people into the Ohanaeze Ndigbo? After more than 40 years, these same people have enjoyed Ohanaeze Ndigbo. They have used Ohanaeze Ndigbo to harass fellow Nigeria. After more than 40 years, why all of a sudden they are so desperate? All of us must be part of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. When they call Sub-Igbo group, we are just a tools to be used and abandoned. Nothing like Sub-Igbo group. And the third thing you need to know about Sub-Igbo group is that nobody is Sub-Igbo group. Ikwere is Ikwere. Eka is Eka. Osimili is Osimili. Ndokwa is Ndokwa. Anyocha is Anyocha. You people deal with this. If we keep quiet, your lies will gain momentum and it will become true. And for this, we are not going to keep quiet. Imagine you are supposed to be Sub-Igbo group. Imagine what they did to Ambazonia people, that they run out of Nigeria. Imagine what they will do to, what they are doing to themselves. Kidnapping their own brothers, raping their own sister. Imagine what they are doing to themselves. All they want is that all of us must take the fall. You don't know how they function. You can see Nnamdi Kanu, very disgraceful. He's still talking. Anybody that say 1966 coup is Igbo coup will drag the person to court. I, George Onyibe, say 1966 coup is Igbo coup. Though you use Anyoma people, let us go to court, Aloy Ejimakor. You know now, Aloy Ejimakor, the last meeting I had with you was with Peter Obi. That is why I just did mercy all of now. Just hold on a minute. Let me show you a camera device. Just hold on. Just hold on. Because when you people are fooling yourself, you don't know you are fooling yourself. I want you to make the mistake that will help me to put all of you where you belong to. All of you making noise. First of all, look at this device. Just take a look at this device. It's a camera that can capture sound close to 0.5 kilometer radius. It will get your clear video and anything. Just look at it very well. There are some of them I recorded all your hopelessness. Okay, now look at this glass I'm putting on very closely. This one now I just removed. Look at it. It's not an eyeglass. It's a recording device. This one now. This one I used to do broadcast. It's a recording device. Useless set of criminals. So, Aloy Ejimakor, I am telling you that 1966 coup is Igbo coup. You and Nnamdi Kanu and Igbo Biafra, let's go to the court. So that we know why other Yoruba were killed, Hausa was killed, and no Igbo person was killed. So that we know after the coup, why Igbo people was able to take over government of Nigeria and manipulated our life like this. Igbo people, the more you lie, the more we will follow you. So Aloy Ejimakor, take me to court. And in a court, me and you and Peter Obi, maybe you have forgotten. Let me remind you. Or maybe you don't even know that George Onyibe is this one. The last meeting I had with Peter Obi was with Barrister Aloy Ejimakor in Enugu, a people without shame. Drop your insult. And we are Sub-Igbo group, we are Sub-Igbo group, we are Sub-Igbo group. The one you sub us never do you. The Sub-Igbo group you sub Ochukwu Manzog will never do you. The Sub-Igbo group you sub even Ifa Jonah, he never do now. The Sub-Igbo group you sub Ikwere people, he never do now. All the Sub-Igbo group when I use the betray Ebonyi people, when I never get sense. And say all of a sudden, because you are almighty Igbo man, we should be afraid of you. I tell you, the next shot you will pull will be the last shot you will pull. I'm shrinking, I'm hungry. I'm a non-completed building, right? So just take your time and analyze some of the things I'm telling you for record purposes. And tell me how you are Sub-Igbo group. Who sold Jaja of Opobo as a slave? If Opobo people were not progressive-minded people, Who in hell will acknowledge such sacrifice? If we like, let him defend the whole country, they will still leave him as a slave. They elevated the statue, and Opobo people, they are grateful for it. Jaja descendants are grateful for it. Igbo people, why do you want to cause problem for them? The same way you want to cause problem between Asian and Bini people. The same place you want to cause problem among Anyoma people. The same place now you are causing problem between Ikwiri people. The same place you are causing problem between Fulani and Hausa. The same place you want to cause problem with Yoruba, and nobody is causing problem for you. Igbo Biafra people, Kero no amari no fitikoro. Ono amari ne bifaneji emi hakwe yekwa. And then we should keep quiet so that they don't insult us. We have the future of our next generation to protect, and that is why we are here. There is no propaganda, there is no lie, there is no deceit coming from any Igbo Biafra person that will not be refuted. This is a promise you made to you. We are not going anywhere. And so with these 3 points I have given to you, understand that in conclusion, there is nothing like sub-Igbo group. We are not Igbo, and that it is what it is. Onye agbo ken wele monye Igbo. Onye kwere ke wo yele onye Igbo. You have to deal with it. Drop your insult. I will know how to respond to you later on. But this your Igbo agenda is dead on arrival. You can fight us. You can frustrate our effort. But the people of South must understand that ethnic groups within this region are gradually being destroyed. Through these people, they come and they marry. We allow them to settle among us. And then somewhere along the line, because we loved them, because we trusted them, we speak their English. It's like Yoruba, it's like Hausa, it's like Igbo. We love these people. We thought they are our leader. We could speak their language. But to tell you they despise us, none of them can speak our language. Ikwere, how many Yoruba you see we don't speak your language? Ikwere, how many Igbo where you don't see where they speak your language? Despite how close we are. Ikwere, how many Hausa you see where they speak your language? Bini, how many Yoruba as close as on our day they speak Bini? How many Igbo they speak Bini? But all of us can speak their language because we love them, we trusted them. But now Igbo people want to destroy us completely. And gradually they are wiping out ethnic group. Each time they tell you we are uniting Igbo, Calabar is Igbo, River State is Igbo. They are misplacing the original indigenous people. That is why I started with Opobo. They misplaced Ibibio people from Arochukwu, and now Arochukwu is Igbo land. And now the next thing they will do is to go to one island called Opobo and begin to cause trouble with people who have lived there hundreds of years without issue. Because you are going to mock Opobo people, that they are not Igbo people. And then we will dig out the story you think we know nothing about. There is nothing like sub-Igbo. If you are Opobo, you are Opobo. If you say you are Igbo, you are Igbo. But if we say we are not Igbo, respect it. Focus on your Igbo agenda. Because we will not allow you to set the next generation of our people. I understand not all of you will be able to know the mindset behind this broadcast and know the truth and have peace. It is not the hatred of anybody that drives me. But we have seen the wickedness of the heart of men. We trusted. We put our blood in that thing, thinking it was for the good of all. These are low-life criminals. Low-life criminals. They know nothing about morality. But yet, they pose as angel of light. They claim to be righteous. They even claim that they are the Almighty. But we have told them that if indeed they are God, we will put their righteousness to the test. Now the game has begun. From the uncompleted building, they are begging already. Drop your insults. Let's continue from there. Let me go and respond to them. Why is it you are the only one begging for unity in a Nigerian like this? Why? How do you want to use us? Which area you want to use us? They allow you. You are not looking for allowance. What a shame. I see my brother with a foreign name. Good morning from here. I see Edward. Edward, I greet you. Good morning from here. Uyi, good morning from here. Good morning from here, Uyi. Igbo don't have any subgroup. They are only trying to claim other people in the name of language. Similarity, forgetting their language was created by, that is just the gospel truth. The gospel truth. It is not our interest that they protect. It is how to use us That is what they are looking for. How to destroy us indirectly. And I see Igbo man here, Igbo Biafra man, Efanye. You see idiotic George Onye-Beribe, stupid Onyara. This has sweet me that. Stupid Onyara. You correct Onyara. How Onyara? Onyoshi. Very predictable people. Pathetic, I must say. You have nothing to offer, only to insult. Idiot, criminal, mumu. Before all of you were shouting, he sleep with people's wives. He's a drunkard. Now he's a hungry Onyoshi. You should be ashamed. And you want to unite yourself with me. Opobo is not Igbo. Everybody is Igbo. Everybody is Igbo. Igbo, 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 Igbo. Igbo, Igbo, Igbo. That thing you are looking for, don't worry, you see it. Exactly. Pious. We are waiting for them. But why wish they know what they are trying to do to themselves? I see some of them, we will kill you, we will behead you, we will cut your head. That will be the last thing you will do. Allow us to be. All they are trying to do is to see how they can use South to cause problem. And Tinubu gradually is undoing all of you. Where are Coastal Ray people making noise? All of you have started celebrating it. I see Authority. He said, good morning, George, and thank you so much. Authority, I greet you from here. Only one Igbo person came to insult. And he has nothing to say because the truth does not need defense. Truth does not need defense. Just release it. It will go. So when they don't have anything to defend their life, you begin to hear Onyara, Iwonyoshi, you are a criminal, Utile, Nwokeshe Kopurekopo, Anompama. And I love all these names you call me. Authority TV, I greet you from here. Good morning, Authority. I see Omodio. I greet all of you, Omodio. Good morning, all of you. They fabricate history, Authority, honestly. But if we keep quiet, their lie will become true. I have been to Opobo. I am the engineering mind behind 90% of the interlock walkway in Opobo. With my bare hands, we did it. The government of the day, Peter Odele, under supervision of Toby, we did it for the gas to buy. And I know all the truth. And these people have been living peacefully. Now they are looking for a way to upset the balance and cause problem in Nigeria. They are behind all the problem. And they say, no, be Igbo Kubo. Tell on the can I'm waiting for him and Aloy Ijimako, because I repeat, George Onyibe, that the Igbo coup of 1966 is Igbo people that carried it out. The same way Nnamdi Kanu wanted to use me to destroy Nigeria in the name of Biafra. The same way you people use Achuse, that he was fighting for imaginary Biafra and Joshi. The same way you people use Chukwuma Nzogo and he killed himself. But just that you people could not pass me by. Because I know you already. Igbo Kub is not Igbo Kub. But he gave power to Igbo man. But he did not kill Igbo man. Yeah, the sub-Igbo group, Nigerian divided us to divide us and rule us. Tell me, how did Nigerian divide me from Igbo Biafra? I was arrested by the DSS, held in their custody for a very long time. I expected them to say, well, calm down, or this, that. No. They investigated my activities and they are testament that I'm not a terrorist, I'm not a criminal. They search my church, they search my school, they search my house, they search everything searchable. They almost naked my car looking for weapon because Igbo people set me up. That was the link, procurement for Niger Delta vengeance. God will go punish you now, God will go punish you now, Igbo Biafra, and I never prepare for it. They only warned me. We see you don't know the kind of people you are dealing with. But it's okay. We will let you go. Whatever you do with your life is left for you. But as stupid as I was, the next day I went to Radio Biafra thinking these people have sense. These people were human beings. But then, my life did not remain the same again. Now, look at where they are. Look at where they are. There is nothing like sub-Igbo group. Igbo people, go and deal with it and have peace. Because each time you are calling sub-Igbo group, you seem to forget they are the one you sold out. And now they are no longer Igbo. When will you tell us the history of the betrayal of Ekumeku warrior? We are the descendant of that Ekumeku warrior. Tell us how you betrayed them in the Oshi. All you can tell me is Onyara, Ikwere is Sub-Igbo group. Oh, now Ikwere Ma is a leader of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and Ikwere is not Igbo. Oh, it's your trophy. Come and carry us. Come and carry us. I see Chizo. You see, Babefa, go and harvest your score. But Chizo is a Igbo man now. Babefa is one of the most moral individuals I've seen on social media. Well informed, articulated. He's a Yoruba man, I should say. But whoever Babefa is a moral individual, well articulated, more than every Igbo man Biafra have seen on this platform. Onyoshi Chizo. Leave Babefa, he's telling you the truth. And then insult George Onibe. Let me even see what Babefa say that is making him run mad. Because Babefa comment on my platform is top notch. Let's see if Facebook will allow me to see what he said. I see Achoibe. I greet you, good morning from here, Achoibe. They come out every time after causing confusion. They say Sub-Igbo group, Sub-Igbo group, Sub-Igbo group, Sub-Igbo group. Who be now Sub-Igbo group in the ocean? Trying to get the comment of Babefa. It's a kind of taking time, but that guy doesn't talk rubbish. When he talk, follow what he talk. It's a lead. It's going to show you something. I don't know why I'm finding it difficult. Maybe I would see it later. But Babefa, I greet you here. If all Nigerians were articulated as you are, I'm sure we will not be mesmerized by these Igbo Biafra people. Which is this one? Tochukwu Oji. Leave this guy. Let what is following him. Just listen to what he says and move on. But is there anything you are going to do before? Tochukwu, is there anything you are going to do before? Are you going to move on to colonize me? Are you going to move on to change the narrative? Is it not a shame? The day you people carry Ikwere man to make him leader of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, you people went to re-edit your history. I snapped that record because when I now Google to review all the activities of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Google reliably told me that very day, around 5:48 p.m., that document was re-edited. So who is handling that document of Ohanaeze Ndigbo? And why did he re-edit it? You are going to deceive us. Just come out, make we follow you. Tell Nnamdi Kanu and Aloy Ejimakor that George Onibe, his former African rep in IPOB, said that the 1966 coup was Igbo coup. Let us go and review it. Because we now need to carry out forensic investigation to know whether they actually killed Chukwuma Nzogo and said he killed himself. Because they are lying that he was killed by stray bullet during the war. What a shame. Tochukwu is saying, leave the guy. Why will you leave him? You would have shut up. You would have listened and move on. Your father is Sub-Igbo group. Sub-Igbo group is another fancy name for slavery. Okay, Babefa, I'm happy I was able to get your distance. That is what they want us to answer. Oh, we are happy. Oh, I'm a Sub-Igbo group. Oh, I am an inferior Igbo man. God will punish all of you. Your papa is Sub-Igbo man. You protect your own place and you are coming to spoil our place. And when we talk, you will use the power of Almighty One Nigeria and descend on us. This is the last you will do. Because in this journey, you people have reached the Rubicon. This is where I bring the broadcast to an end. And so just understand, there is nothing like Sub-Igbo group. Each time they say Sub-Igbo group, they want to manipulate you. And you have seen the origin of Sub-Igbo group. They will come to your village, pregnant one of your sister. They will begin to born. Before you know, they are merged with your community. Before you know, they say, those ones will come off Facebook. I say, yes, I am Agboma, but I am Igbo. I migrate from Igbo. All of them, No, Kasa Kajishi and Pato Makasa. The era of Kokabu story is gone. This is a new generation. Have a pleasant day. We are watching them. Then do anyhow, then see anyhow. They want peace, then get peace. Whatever they sow, they shall reap. But they must not understand that he that sowed to the wide wind, will of the wide wind reap corruption. There's no two ways about that. I'm George Onyibe. Have a nice day.